So I'm a very family and friends oriented person. My family's back home in Minnesota. So that's my mom, dad, younger brother, Henry, who's 14. And then we have three cats. And then my closest friends have always come from the gym. I think it's just the training together and going through everything together that makes us so close. I'm big on faith. I grew up Christian and I still am. And especially lately, I've been really taking time to pray and talk to God. So that's a big part of who I am. I have a boyfriend back home in Minnesota who I've been dating for about a year and a half. And long distance is definitely hard, but we're making it work.
Mhm.
I'm a kinesiology major, so I want to do something along the lines of with the body. I don't know. I really enjoy anatomy, so
Yeah. I'm a physician assistant. Have you thought about going into medicine or?
I've thought about it, but I don't know. I'm not huge on chemistry, and I
Yeah.
don't see myself succeeding in those classes. I might do something
Oh,
along the lines of like, what's it called? Like an MRI technologist. That kind of
oh,
sounds
that's
interesting to
cool.
me. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So many options. Interestingly, though, the USPA program does not have a heavy emphasis on chemistry. So
Really?
put that in the back of I did
Good to
PA school
know.
there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I'll keep that in mind for sure.
Yeah. I love it. There's such freedom within the
Mhm.
profession. So, okay. So your hobbies I read were singing, reading, traveling, and you just said hanging with friends and family. So, like, what kind of music do you like to sing?
Um, I like to sing like slower songs. I think it just fits my genre of voice more. I was in choir for 8 years in high school, so
Oh,
singing
wow.
has definitely always been a big part of my life, and that was definitely an adjustment. Coming here is like no time for choir, which is okay. I still sing to myself, but yeah, definitely slower songs. So
That's so
very.
cool. So 8 years of choir in school. So like starting in elementary
Yeah, I
school.
started in fifth grade.
Wow. And what
Mhm.
is your range?
I am a soprano. So I tend to have like a higher voice.
Mm. I had always wanted to learn how to play the piano, but of course, like
Mhm.
gymnastics took up all my time. And then like 10 years ago, I got really sick. And so I learned how to play the piano. And music is just, it's so cool, you
It's
know?
magical, yeah. I've
Yeah.
always wanted to either learn to play the piano or the guitar and like sing along with it. That's still one of my
Yes.
goals probably after gymnastics.
To
I
learn.
just
And you already know how to read music, I'm assuming.
I
So
do.
wouldn't be like
Yeah,
starting
it'd
from
be much
scratch.
easier. Yeah. I'd kind of have an
Yeah.
advantage for sure.
And what's your favorite place that you've traveled to?
Um, Probably Hawaii.
Was it for a competition or?
No, it was just during fall break with my family. We're big on traveling, so we'd go vacations once or twice a year. Usually not during meet season, of course, because
Mhm.
always busy. I could never do spring break because it was always the week of state.
Oh,
But
right.
yeah, we're big travelers. Hawaii has definitely been my favorite though. It's just so different from anything I've ever seen. So
Really? Which
mhm.
islands?
We went to Maui. I
Okay.
really want to go back.
Really? Maybe
Yeah.
the summer. Do you stay
I
at
know I've
over the
been
summer?
talking about it.
Oh, okay. Do you tend to stay for summer school or what do you do over the summers
I
typically?
do, yes. Last year I was only able to take one class, but it was an online class, so I could go
Oh,
home or travel whenever I wanted. So I'm booking classes next week, so I'll see what happens. But most likely I'll
hmm.
do some more online classes so I can travel a little bit.
How is that now? Do you guys have a hybrid? Like, is that just par for the course now?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, you don't have to do
Oh,
online classes. I got used to them because COVID happened and I was already taking an online class because I never homeschooled. I just took one online class a semester because I really liked
oh,
just public school. Usually I have like two in-person classes and then two online. I just find it's like
wow.
a good balance for me. So,
Maybe it's good. I mean, especially as an athlete, you can do a lot of your courses when you're traveling or
right,
so that's
exactly.
good. So let's kind of branch into gymnastics a little bit more. How did you actually get started?
I was about 2 years old. My parents started me in a lot of sports when I was younger, but I think that was my first one. I just always had a lot of energy, so they put me and a mommy and me class, and the rest is history.
What other sports did you do and for how long until you decided
Um,
gymnastics is the thing for me?
I did dance for it's probably only like 2 years when I was younger. I did swimming for maybe 3 years.
Hmm.
Then I got frustrated because I couldn't move up to the next level because I was like too small and I wasn't going fast enough. So I said that's enough.
Oh,
And then I did softball actually from first grade to seventh grade. So
oh, wow. That's
I,
a pretty
yeah, I was
long
able to do
time.
that while doing elite gymnastics even. So I really tried to hold on to that one as
Oh.
long as I could.
So you did elite and then went back to level 10 prior to college? Is that what
Yes.
happened? Okay,
Hmm.
so similar to like a Miley or
Right. Exactly.
yeah. I wondered about your dance background. I know it was younger, but like you can just tell people who have had some dance training because your lines are like exquisite.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah.
Yeah. And during elite training, we did some ballet too, of course. So that probably helped.
Yep. Did you have an actual ballet teacher or was it your coach?
We had a ballet teacher.
I took about a year off of competition between the ages of, was it like 11 and 12? And we had a classical ballerina come into our gym and I loved it. And I think it, yeah, it made
No,
such a big difference.
it is. It was so
So,
fun.
yeah, what age were you when you started?
I think it was like the
Okay.
years of 13 to 15 is when we did it.
And when did you go elite? How old were you?
I went elite when I was 12. So I did a year of elite, like the hopes. And then I did the next year was junior elite. And that's when they started bringing, or we started doing ballet.
What happened at 15? Why'd you guys stop?
I'm not sure. A bunch of us got injured and we just, yeah, I fractured my back that year
Oh,
and
God.
a few of the other girls, elites, dropped back. So
It was the fracture in your back what prompted you to go back to level 10?
yes.
Ah,
Yeah, so I fractured my back. It was both sides of my back. That was March of 2021. And then was coming back in around August. Yeah, it was just taking me a little longer just because I had had so much time off. And
hmm.
at that point, Tom was still the head coach, so I had like talked to Tom and he was like go back to level 10 if you want. Like so I talked to Tom Farden and yeah, we agreed I think it was best for me to go back to level 10 just mentally and physically at that point. Just
Hmm.
kind of enjoy my last couple of years.
How old were you when you committed to the U?
I was 13. Yes, I
So
was a
that
baby. Yeah.
13 years old. Were you even in high school?
No, it was May 1st of my eighth grade year.
So this was before they then instated the rules that you had to be a little bit older.
Yes.
When I was recruited by Greg, it was like you had to be at least a junior in high school before they could reach out to you.
Yeah, so they stopped doing that for a while, and here I was committed at age 13, but it worked out for me.
Gosh, yeah, that's always kind of risky
I
for
know.
the coach and for the athlete. Like you don't know what's going to happen over the next 4 years of your life.
Exactly. Exactly.
So obviously you're very athletic. Were your dad did baseball? Was that what he did?
Yeah, he did baseball, and I think he did football in college too. And then he also played basketball in high school. And then my mom, she played a bunch of sports kind of like me when she was younger. And
Hmm.
then she stuck with volleyball, so she played that in high school and college. And then
Cool.
my brother, he plays every sport on the earth. He plays hockey, baseball, he used to do soccer, he does football. So we're a very athletic family, very competitive.
Yeah, really.
Yes.
Are you competitive with your brother?
Um, Not as much because our sports are so different and we have a 5-year age gap. So
Yeah.
that's definitely it's kind of a bigger one. But when we play like board games or just games in general, we're very competitive.
I have an older and a younger sister, and we used to like play Scrabble together, and the Scrabble pieces would just go flying, you know.
Yep.
We never finished the game.
Yep.
Obviously, like you are very graceful, and that stands out in your gymnastics, but you also have the power. I feel like
Mhm.
oftentimes it's one or the other, but you have both. So when you think back to early on in your career, what were your strengths then, and have they like grown and developed, or have they changed throughout the course of your career?
I think I've always been graceful, at least in the gym. It's just kind of how I don't know. It's just how I was made. I've always been a perfectionist very much. So I'd get frustrated when a skill didn't instantly click for me or like when I kept making mistakes. So I think that's why I've gotten as far as I am, is because I didn't like to let myself fail, which obviously it's going to happen. But I feel like I used to have kind of a short temper at the gym. That's kind of why I'm still a perfectionist 17 years later. I realized that not everything is going to always go my way, or I'm not going to be perfect every single turn. And that's helped me get not as frustrated. I still have my moments, of course, but that was probably my biggest strength, was being a perfectionist. And it definitely
Hmm.
has its weaknesses sometimes, but yeah.
The challenges, yeah. And then what about event wise?
My strengths have always been bars and floor, for sure. I think,
Really?
yeah, bars just came naturally to me. I love bars.
Hmm.
I just love everything about it, swinging, flying, all of it. Floor, I've always loved performing, the dancing part of it. And yeah, I don't know why. It's just always
Hmm.
been my favorite. Vault, it's been growing on me. It's just one of those events that goes so fast. I don't really even have time to enjoy it, you know? Beam, I used to not like beam very much, but that's also been growing on me. I've found a lot of confidence lately in my beam, especially just having Carly as my coach. She's instilled a lot of confidence in me there. Yeah, that's really growing on me. And I'm hoping next year I'll be in some beam lineups. We'll see.
I didn't mean to sound like really bars because your bars are beautiful, but it looked like a lot of your state titles and championships have been in vault, and I think bars
I
as well,
guess.
but you've won a lot
Yeah,
in vault.
I never really thought about it. It's just one of those events that I'm just like, yeah, I just do it.
You're a very good vaulter.
Thank you.
What did you do as an elite? What was your vault or vaults?
I was training a double twisting Yurchenko, but the furthest I ever got competition wise was just a Yurchenko 1.5. Same vault I do now.
And growing up, did you guys have any compulsory routines, or was it always optional at every level?
Yeah, we had elite compulsories. I only ever had to do them once because I passed the first time, which was so good.
Doesn't
I hated
surprise
doing
me.
those routines because they were so
Oh, really?
boring to me compared to my elite routines.
So you only had to compete them once, and if you passed it, that was it.
I think I had to do them for junior elite, and I qualified both optional and compulsory. And then I made it to championships that year, which meant I didn't have to do them for senior elite the next year.
So I competed at the 96 Olympic trials. I think that was the last quad that we actually had to compete compulsories and optionals together,
Oh,
I think. I'm
yeah,
happy to know that they still have them though, because the foundation and technique is just so important.
yeah,
Yeah, doesn't surprise me that you passed them the first time.
yeah. They definitely weren't something I enjoyed just because they were boring, but they did come easy for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So you've talked a little bit about your temperament. My next question was like your natural temperament as a person and how it has helped and kind of created challenges in the gym. And you spoke to the perfectionism kind of being a pro and a con. Are there
Yeah.
any other things like just your natural temperament as a person that helps and creates challenges in the gym and competition?
Yeah, I'd say I'm very motivated just in life generally, I think. I just want to get things done. And I tend to work really fast in the gym to get my assignments done. And I've always done that. I think it's just because it's how I was raised to train at my old gym. That's just something, it's kind of just who I am and how I train in the gym. I'd say I'm not the calmest person. I have lots of energy and thoughts, which are usually positive, but every once in a while, when I'm having an off day, those can kind of weigh me down. But the positive energy and thoughts usually help me in the gym because I'm always ready to go in and work hard, and there's seldom days where I don't want to be there doing gymnastics. I'm just a huge fan of gymnastics. I watch it all the time. I enjoy doing it. Like I've never, at least in my time at college, I've never gotten sick of it. I'm also, as I've said, very competitive and I expect a lot from myself.
Mhm.
So, on the other hand, that can kind of weigh me down a little bit in competition just because I am so hard on myself. I get very excited for meets, but it often ends out coming out as like nerves because
Mhm.
I just care so much and
Yeah.
I just want to please everyone. I'm also a people pleaser. I'm trying to work on that. I wish I could be a little bit more calm during meets. I think that could do
Mhm.
wonders for me.
You have a lot of insight.
Hmm.
That's important. How have you overcome these challenges? Like when the nerves kick up or when the self-criticism kicks up, perfectionism, what kind of approaches do you take?
I have been seeing our one of our sports psychologists. His name is Nick. He works with just the university athletics. He's been great, just not even talking about anxiety, but just talking about things in general. We just have conversations about life, and he helps me reframe my thoughts sometimes. Then
Mm,
also just talking to someone outside of the gymnastics bubble, like my mom or my boyfriend or my best friend back home, just talking to them, getting more perspective, like
mhm.
realizing gymnastics isn't my whole life. It's not who I am as a person, even though it can feel like it sometimes. Even just talking to Carly sometimes, she gives me that boost of confidence that I need, and
Mhm.
that helps. Yeah,
She seems amazing. She seems
she
like a
is.
very easy, approachable, empowering.
Yes,
Yeah,
she's great.
that's wonderful. I listened to
Mhm.
one of her podcast interviews on the Perform Happy podcast, and I sent her a text afterwards. I was like, it would have been great to have you. I love Greg and Megan, but I was like,
Yeah.
I would have liked to have been coached by you too.
Yeah, it's great. It's a blessing. Really glad she's our coach.
And then how has it been with the new vault coach?
Oh,
Grace's
it's been
coach.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Mike when I was younger at the
Oh.
USA developmental camps. He was the vault coach there. And
Um,
he's also from our rival gym back home, TCT. So I kind of grew up knowing who he was, getting coached by him. So it's been kind
mm.
of a full circle moment. And I love him on vault. He's done wonders for my vault. So
Oh,
yeah.
Twin City Twisters. That was like Maggie
Yeah.
Nichols and right?
Yep. That's where Grace came from, Abby Paulson, Abby Brenner,
Oh,
bunch
Abby
of
Brown.
youths.
When you say anxiety, to me, and I'm speaking from my own personal experience because I have that predisposition, and like
Yeah.
competition was always very anxiety provoking for me. So I had to develop all these tools. There's like physical anxiety, there's mental anxiety. So what is it for you?
Mine mostly is physical anxiety because obviously I get nervous and I get thoughts mentally sometimes, but those aren't what usually affect my performance.
Mm,
It's that's what's been mostly bothering me this season. I'd say like the first symptom that I notice is my breathing gets really shallow and fast. Feels like I can't take a deep breath. So
mhm,
really like taking a moment to pause, take
mm,
deep breaths. That's done a
yeah.
lot for me. Sometimes my mouth dries out. And then the big one that's been getting me is my throat actually starts to like close up and it feels
Mm,
like I'm like gasping for air. That's
mm,
what's happened a few times in my floor routine this season. I know a lot of
mm,
people have been like, "What's going on?" I'm like, it's kind of hard to explain. Like I don't even really know, but that's the best I can
mhm,
explain it. It's just one of the symptoms. Just trying to get control of that in my
mhm.
mental state to try and stop that from happening.
Did this happen earlier in life?
Yeah, it happened a few times when only once in competition, but it would happen a few times when I was an elite. I think it was when I was 13, 14. It's something about the nerves that get me. My anxiety started in like sixth grade, I think. So I was younger. And then it had like a surge in like ninth grade. Then it's been pretty fine until
Mhm,
now. I've had a little struggles with it. So it's just something that pops up every few years. And it's like,
mhm.
I am still here.
Yeah.
Like, don't leave me alone.
Your little co-pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, as you've kind of obviously become aware of it, you're working with a sports psychologist,
Yeah.
changing your relationship to it. How has the relationship to the experience changed over time?
My relationship with anxiety has definitely gotten healthier this year. I've been able to acknowledge that it's something I deal with, but it's not something that can control me. I just experience it because I care so much for the sport and this
Yeah.
team, and I always want everything to go right. And then that's when my brain starts to spiral and everything starts to happen. I've learned that it's something that can define me, but only if I let it. So like if I
Mm.
don't let it, then it's not going to take over me. I've
Yeah.
also learned that healing is not a linear process. I'm going to have meets where I'm more nervous and meets where I'm less nervous. That's totally okay and
Yeah.
normal.
You don't have to be defined by the anxiety. You're
Yeah,
bigger than it. Yeah, you're more
exactly.
powerful than it.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Have you ever, it sounds like you have a lot of tools and resources. Has your faith played into this at all? And
For
in what ways?
sure. Yes, I pray a lot. I talk to God before some of my routines, and it's something I've noticed just helping. Like at the last home meet, I like said a quick prayer before I vaulted, and then I stuck my first vault of the season, and I was like, "Oh, look at that." You know? And I
Yeah.
think just talking to God helps calm me down, put things in perspective. Like it's just a gymnastics meet. It's just a part of my life. Like that's not
Mhm.
what I'm on this earth for, you know? I've learned that gratitude can kind of push my anxiety out of the way sometimes, just being grateful and thinking about how like grateful I am to have this experience, to be able to compete as a University of Utah gymnast, you know? Like that's not everyone gets to do that. So thinking about that kind of pushes my anxiety to the side.
Oh, you're wise beyond your years.
Thank
I
you.
some of the things that you said, I'm like I created this online course called Who Am I Now? The Transition to Life After Sport. And in it
Hmm.
I talk about like one of the ways to make that transition a little more smooth is to, just as you're saying, know who you are beyond your
Right.
sport while you're doing it. So
Hmm.
how did you learn that? Was this an intentional thing?
Um, I think it's just kind of something I've picked up over the years, especially listening to alumni talk when they come in and talk or being at the alumni event, how
Mm.
they wish they could go back, but to enjoy it while I have it, because obviously it is going to be over and I'm going to have a life after gymnastics. So just really
Yeah.
enjoying it while I can. And
Yeah.
I've always been a live in the moment person, and I'm also very nostalgic. So I'll like go back even a few years and I'm like, oh, I miss this moment. So I know I'm going to be really bad about that when I am done with college gymnastics or gymnastics in general. So just living in
Mhm.
the moment and making everything of it is
Yeah.
really important to me.
Have you
Mhm.
heard about mindfulness? Like, have you used
Not,
that word or that tool?
I've heard it, but I've never really put it to work or used it.
Okay, yeah, because many of the things that you're saying, like living in the present moment and taking everything in, is very much what mindfulness is, but it's like
Mhm.
an intentional presence, and we're letting go of judgment. Like we're letting go of how we think things should be. We're letting
Yeah.
go of judgment of our bodies, our experience. And I'm a mindfulness teacher, and I'm trying to bring mindfulness into the competitive arena. But I think
Yeah.
sometimes people think that it's like too soft,
Hmm.
because there's elements of compassion and like self-love but so much of what you're saying is like very much related to this practice of mindfulness. As you're working with, I don't know, clinicians or the sports psychologist, have they ever alluded to the practice of mindfulness?
Not really, honestly. It sounds like kind of along the lines of what I have been talking about with my sports psychologist. The word mindfulness has just not come up specifically, but we have talked a lot
Mhm.
about just letting go of judgment because that's one of the things that does play into my anxiety is the what will other people think of me? I want to please everyone, kind of that
Mm.
performance anxiety. So letting go of that, realizing that it's my life and I'm not here to please everyone.
It sounds like you've taken very much like a mind, body, spirit approach to it. So you have your deep breathing where you can let go and center into the present moment. You've got thought processes that you can shift to gratitude. You've got
Yes.
a bigger perspective that you can rest into. And then you've got prayer. I love it. That was one of my big questions was just like your intentional practices that you engage in every day. So it sounds like the prayer and
Hmm.
anything else
Prayer.
you want to add.
Yeah. I also do visualization, positive
Hmm.
visualization. I've especially been doing it with my floor routine where I'll lay down or sit down, close my eyes, and I'll actually play my floor music. I'm hearing it in real time and I'm visualizing what exactly I'm going to do. And that's been helping a lot. Just because I have had a few bad experiences with on my floor routine this season, obviously. And the more that I listen to my floor music and have positive thoughts associated with it, the more I can forget about the bad experiences and kind of get them out of there. It's
Yeah,
almost like at first I felt like I was like classical conditioning, like I felt like I'd hear the music and I'd be like I'd tense up, but
right,
I feel like I've
right.
been able to let it go a little bit.
You're just retraining your brain.
Exactly. Yeah, I've been in a lot of psychology classes too, so I've been using those to my advantage as well.
Yes. Have you heard of the concept of neuroplasticity? Do they talk about that in your?
I haven't, not yet.
It's basically just the capacity of our nervous system to change. So
Okay.
when you intentionally direct your attention towards something, it can
Yeah.
change the wiring in your brain. And it sounds like all these things that you're doing are doing that. So moving forward, what are your goals with school and gym and life?
For gym, definitely to win a national championship with my team or more.
Hmm.
But I think we definitely can do it. I mean, I think every year we can do it, even watching when I wasn't a youth yet. Like we always have the ability to. It's just sometimes our minds that stop us or the fear. But I think definitely if we put that fear aside, we'll 100% win a national championship. And
Hmm.
then individually, I've had a few people tell me that I could possibly win a bars or nationals on bars. So I never want to think about that, but I think it's something I could be capable of doing, especially with
Yeah.
this new routine. I really enjoy it, and it's been getting more consistent. Get a few tens, of course. I think I could do that on bars. I've gotten close, 995. I think I could do it on bars and maybe floor. Another goal would be compete beam consistently. Just kind of prove
Hmm.
to myself that I am a beamer. I can do beam. Even at the last meet, I did exhibition beam, and it went great, and I was
You
very proud.
did?
Yes, I did. It was at Washington.
I
It
gotta get
broadcasted
up
the first
there.
3 seconds, and then it cut off. I was like,
Oh
okay.
man.
I know. It was a pretty good routine though, like little bobble, but
Cool.
I was proud of myself. It was the first step, and I'm glad I got to do it.
Oh,
And yeah, Carly was like, remember, this is something you get to do, not something you have to do. So she
that's
told me that right
a
before my
great
beam routine. And I
shift.
think that really helps me be like, oh, just go up there and have fun. One more goal for gymnastics, just make the most of the career I have left. So just really take it all in, enjoy it. I know I'm only a sophomore, but I know it goes by fast. So especially
Yes.
with senior night coming up tomorrow, oh, it's gonna
Oh,
be rough.
our seniors,
We have
this year.
Grace,
Oh yeah.
Emily, and then Jaylene her 5th year, and then Jaden her 6th year.
So what's going on with Jade? Is she officially done?
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah,
She's not going
her
to take a seventh year because she got
no,
the
she was
medical.
joking about it, but yeah, no, she's gonna stop. She's
Wow.
gonna become a coach now. I think she has a gym to go back to and coach at in Arizona. So I know she's excited for that and getting this opportunity to kind of be a student coach for us this year was a blessing in disguise for her, just kind of getting to work her way into that.
Any like personal development?
I'd say just become calmer when I'm competing. That's
Yeah,
one of my main goals. I've had a few meets this year where it's definitely been easier for me to be calmer. So just kind of being in that
that's
calm
good.
state all of the time. Um, I
Hmm.
didn't mention this earlier. I know I've told some people this, but Carly prints out anatomy tests for me to work on sometimes before I go up on an event. So after I'm done warming up floor, immediately I go to the side of the floor. She has a test printed up for me. I sit down and I work on it. Just helps
I love
distracts me and calm me
that.
down, oddly enough. And then Liz, another sophomore, she helps kind of work on it with me because we took anatomy together, and she's a very calm person in general too. So she's kind of been my rock this year. She got a whole system down.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
feel like when I was competing elite, I was so in my head. And when you're
Yeah.
overthinking in competition, obviously it doesn't go well. And so it's like
Hmm.
these are wonderful techniques to kind of get you out of your head and just like let your body do what it knows how to do.
Exactly.
Get your head in a different headspace, I guess,
Mhm.
studying anatomy.
Yeah, Carly and Liz sometimes joke about like they're like, okay, give me your brain because I
Yeah.
think too much, and I'm like, here you go.
That was
Hmm.
a big part of my mental training in at Utah was just like before every routine, I would have like my anchor word and a little like
Hmm.
sound that I made, and it was just like, let it go, like you
Yeah.
got this, and then just go. I have one more question. So I imagine at some point in your life you've had idols in gymnastics. Who have they been?
My favorite was Shawn Johnson when I was
Mm.
younger. I rewatched the 2008 Olympics so much. So I loved her. After that, I didn't really have a main one. I just watched all the elite gymnasts. I love them.
So Miley was starting on the team right when you committed
Yes.
about
Yeah.
that. Okay, did you watch
Mhm.
much of Utah
I did.
college?
I didn't really watch much of Utah specifically until I committed. I was so young, I just watched all the teams. But
Right.
then after that is when I started following along, like that 2020 season, because that was the next year. She was the first class of when I started watching them like consistently. So
So now that you're in that space, there are probably young gymnasts who are looking up to you and you're their idol. So what, words of guidance and wisdom would you share with them to maybe make their path a little smoother, more enjoyable?
I just want everyone, like all the little gymnasts, to know that it's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to have struggles that it seems like no one else understands because chances are people will understand. And if they don't, their opinion doesn't matter. Also, if you're a people pleaser like me, remember that this is your life and not anyone else's. And you're in control. So if you spend all of your time trying to please other people, then it's not really your life anymore, is it?
Mhm.
Lastly, you can do anything you put your mind to, even if it seems impossible at the moment. Just take it day by day.
Oh, I love it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Of course.
You're
Thank
a wealth of wisdom and guidance, and I love it. Yeah,
you
thank
so
you so much
much.
for taking the time.
It's great to meet you.
Yeah, you too. I know it's so weird because like you guys weren't born when I was on the team. Like when I talk to my teammates now, I'm like, this
Right.
generation of athletes has no idea like who we are,
I
it's just so
know. And
funny.
I wish I could know everyone, like everyone from
Yeah.
the 50-year legacy.
I wish I could have made it out there for that. Did you
I'm
have
so
fun at the 50 year?
Yeah, it was very fun. It was
Uh,
great to see all the generations of Red Rocks. Very special.
yeah,
Very special program we have going here for sure.
that is, I mean, Greg really did build a legacy. And did you get to see Greg? I know he didn't like really come out of the woodwork, did he? Have you met
Not
him
really.
before?
I have not. No.
You've never
I've
met
met
Greg.
Megan a bunch.
Yeah,
I love
Megan's out in
Megan.
the world.
She's great. Yeah. But she said, yeah, Greg is not a social butterfly really anymore. He keeps to himself and never met him. I just know of him.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, that's amazing to me.
isn't that crazy?
I guess it makes me think it must have been so stressful for him to be in the spotlight for
For
40
so long.
years or whatever, however long
Yeah.
he was coaching. And now he's
Yeah.
probably like,
Like
I'm not
I'm
getting
done now.
paid. Yeah, nobody's going to
Yeah,
force me to do this now. Hell no.
right.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, he was a good coach.
I've heard. Sounded great.
Well, thank you again. Don't ever hesitate to reach out if you ever, I don't know, have questions or
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, of
yeah.
course.
And we'll be in touch. Thank you again.
Sounds good.
Okay, bye.
Bye.